In this video, we're going over how to set up parental controls on an Android phone. Hey everyone, thank you for joining us today. If you want to stay up to date on all the mobile technology coming out and learn cool tips, tricks, and hidden features, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and tap the bell to turn on post notifications so you can be alerted every time we post new videos. Today we're going to walk you through how to set up parental controls on an Android phone so you can monitor and control what is happening on your child's device. So in this video, I'm going to go over the setup. I'm going to go over what you can and cannot control and see, and also additional tips and tricks to make sure you've covered all bases. The app we're going to be using today is a free app. It is a Google app. It's called Google Family Link. And it is one of the best apps that I have tested thus far for monitoring and controlling an Android phone. So, a couple of things. I'm going to have an iPhone and an Android phone as the parental device. So in the middle, this will be the phone that we're setting up to monitor and control. And this is, think of this as mom and dad's phone right here. So first I wanted to show the iPhone just so you guys know that this is compatible with iPhones. So most of the setup I'm gonna do is gonna happen with this device, but after we'll sign in on here so you can just see that you have the same control whether you're an iPhone user or an Android user. So if your kid has an Android and you have an iPhone, doesn't matter. So just wanted to point that out. I apologize in advance for this light that's at a weird angle and it's on the screen. I'll make sure when we need to see things here that I pull it down and that it's fully visible. So that is out the way. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is on your device, the parent device, you need to go to, on your Android phone, if you have an Android phone, search Family Link on the Play Store. Okay, the Play Store is this app right here. You're gonna type in Family Link and you're gonna make sure to download Family Link for Parents. And I already have it downloaded on this device. On the child's device, you will need to go to the Play Store and download Google Family Link for children and teens. Okay, and then for you iPhone users, you're going to download it on the App Store. Same thing, search Google Family Link for Parents, and you're going to hit open. So let's go ahead and open the app. We have it downloaded on all three devices to start. And so the first thing you'll see on the Android phone here is it's asking what Google account you want this connected to. So it's basically gonna pull whatever Google account is already on the phone, and I only have one, so I'm gonna tie it to this account right here. Okay, and then I'm gonna put I'm the parent, and we'll begin the setup right here. It says before you start, make sure the device you want to supervise is near, so this is our supervising device. Now on this device, we're going to hit, hey, Family Link is for or who are you trying to supervise, which is here, this device. Okay, now on the device that you're monitoring, there needs to be a Google account or a Gmail account. Same thing, Google account, Gmail account. If your child already has a Google account, great. This is where you would sign into it. You can just tap use another account. I have set up this Gmail account specifically for this reason. So this is the account I want to monitor. For you parents that this is the first phone you're getting for your kid, you would simply just set up a Google account for them on this page, and then you would select it after. So if I hit use another account, just so you can see what this is going to look like, it will take us to this screen here. And here is where we would either enter a Gmail account and a password, or you can hit create an account and you can just make a brand new Gmail account for your child. So it's up to you how you want to do that. If they already have one, just sign in. And if you want to make a fresh one, then hit create account and follow those steps. I'm going to use the account that's already on the phone just for the sake of time. So it's asking what account it wants to be supervised. So I want it to be this account. I'm going to tap on it. And the first thing it's going to do is it's going to establish what is called a family group. So it's going to group the email addresses together so that it will be able to basically link your email with theirs, and your email will then be able to monitor everything that they are doing. Disregard this step right here. I'm just trying to make the screen stay on longer so I don't have to keep tapping it when we're not using this device. Okay, so now it's saying enter the setup code from the Family Link Parent app, which is here. We're gonna hit next. And just as a reminder for iPhone folks, this will all look the same on your phone. I'm just gonna do the setup here, but we will be able to see once it's set up that everything's gonna look the same from this end. So don't be alarmed if I'm not using this right now. Okay, so it's saying ready to be a family manager. Yes, hit I'm ready. Does your child have a Google account? Yes. Together, you and your child will set up supervision on the device. So Google does recommend that you do set this up with your kid next to you so they can understand what you are able to see. That is up to you as the parent, but Google does recommend that you set this up together, because what is going to happen is as they do things on their phone, it's going to alert you, and they need to know that you see what they're doing, and certain things they will need to get your permission for. So again, it's up to you how you want to do that, but they recommend that you sit with your kid and do it together. Okay. All right, so we're going to hit next here. So now we have our code. We're going to enter this code on this screen right here. And this is just going to link the accounts together, which can also be unlinked later if you decide not to use this, but you know, let's walk through everything. Okay, so now it's asking, hey, your parent wants to set up Family Link supervision on your device. You'll learn more about the meaning, verify. So now we'll need to put in the password for this device. So for this Google account, the Art Simpson Jr., I'm going to enter that password now. Okay, so I've entered that password for the child's Gmail account. And now we can see Art, join your parents' group. They're going to hit join. And then on here, you're going to verify, is this the account you want to supervise? So again, you're the parent. Make sure this is the email address that you're seeing on this phone. Hit yes. So now they're going to finish the setup, linking the accounts together. And so this is the screen that's great to review with your kid. It basically says, hey, your privacy is important. We want you to understand what supervision means to you. Your parent will be able to supervise part of this device, other devices you sign into with this Google account, and including the following. So again, control what devices you sign into with your account, manage settings like web and app activity, location history, control whether you can give third-party apps access to your account, apps on supervised devices, so approve. So basically parents are able to approve requests. So if your child wants to download Snapchat or Facebook or Instagram, you have to approve it. They can't just download it without your permission. There are some ways to go around that, and I will talk about some extra safeguards, what to do in that scenario. They're also able to block certain apps on this phone. So if mom says, hey, I don't want you using the camera, they can actually disable the camera on your phone as well, so you can't use that. So just be aware of that. They're also able to access your location where you are. And they're also able to control screen time. So you can say, hey, you can use your phone between the hours of 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. And anytime outside of that, your phone is disabled except for making phone calls. So you're still able to reach them, but they can't do anything on their phone. Google Chrome, search and play. So they're able to filter what apps you're able to search for, what websites you go to, things like that. But here's what you as the parent, what you cannot see. So it does not give the parent the ability to remotely see what's on your screen. They can't see what you're searching. They can't see your Chrome browsing history. They can't see if you reset your account password. They can't read emails, read text messages, listen to calls, unlock your device, or erase your device or your data. So these are the things that you as the parent don't have access to, okay? We're going to hit next. We're going to hit allow, and that is basically giving this device, your phone, permission to supervise their phone. We're going to hit allow. So you can understand why it's important to review those things. And I would just say, again, if they're going to try to download some of these apps, and they're going to get a message saying ask your parent. So you can give them a heads up that that's coming, or you cannot. Either way, they're going to have to come back to you either way. Okay, together you'll name this device and choose the apps that can be used. So they're going to create a generic name, Arts, SF, whatever. You can just change this to Arts Phone. Make it easy. Next. And then on the next screen, the first thing you get to do is review what apps come installed on the phone, and you can disable certain apps from jump. So you might say, hey, I don't want you to have access to, let's see, what's something you may not want them? The camera. Okay, let's say you don't want your child to use the camera. Oh, actually, that's not an option. So you are able to disable the camera later, but it doesn't show up on this initial screen here. I want to say maybe it's, okay, here it is. Sorry, excuse me. So if you wanted to disable the camera, you can simply just turn it off, and now they wouldn't be allowed to take pictures. Keep in mind, they can download other camera apps, okay? But you will get alerted of anything that they download on the phone. Here's the next thing. If your child has a Samsung phone, you should also disable the Galaxy Store, because they can also download apps from this store, and they don't track as well as what is downloaded from the Google Store. So I would disable the Galaxy Store as well as just a backup measure. And then you can look through and see if there's anything else. For you parents that are maybe getting this for a really younger child, you may even want to disable Chrome and the internet, because so some phones will come with, okay, here it is. So like Samsung phones will come with Samsung internet. If you don't want them to access the internet at all, then you need to disable Samsung internet and Google Chrome, because these are the two ways they're going to access online. If you don't want them going to any websites, that's the easiest way to disable, access to it. I'm going to turn it back on for the sake of maybe this is for a teenager and you want them to be able to search the web, but that is how I proceed for the younger kids. Okay, so we've gone through here, and maybe you say, hey, I don't want them to have access to social media. No Facebook. You could disable Facebook. Also disable TikTok. Hey, I don't want any, TikTok, any apps like that. So this is an initial pass through. You are able to then pass through later and change and set more apps if you want to. That's up to you, but we'll just leave it at that for now. Let's hit next. Okay, so both devices are now connected. We're set up. Hit next. All set. Okay, so our setup is officially done. Okay, so for the iPhone, we're just gonna sign in to our Google account, and that's gonna allow us to then be able to have access to see what is happening on Art's phone. Art is our child demo for the example here. So I'm signing into the Google account that is tied, that we just linked. Okay. And that's what the app is gonna look like here. Now this phone looks like it might be stuck because this one is allowing us to see what's going on. This is what your home screen is gonna look like, and this phone is looking like it might be stuck in the loop. So if you run into that problem, you might just need to close out the app and just reopen it again. So Family Link, if that gets stuck. Okay, so we are good to go now. We are linked, and you can see, so both of these phones, this is mom and dad's phone. These iPhones are iPhone here, Android phone here. We are set up, we are linked to this phone, and now we're able to supervise everything that's happening on this phone. So let me just show you what the parent side is gonna look like. So if I hit view and view here, so we can swipe up, we can see how long they've been on their phone. Right here, how many minutes they've been on their phone. We can see if there's any specific apps that have been used for the day, and obviously nothing has been used right now because we just set it up. We have a cool unlock feature right here. This is showing you that right now they are on their phone because it says it's unlocked, okay? Now, the unlock feature is really cool, and sorry, I'm transitioning into the tips and tricks part and just showing you different things you can do with the app. With the unlock feature, it shows you if the phone is unlocked and being used. If you want to lock the phone for that time, you can hit lock now, and that will lock the phone. Oh, time for bed, come back tomorrow. So you can just completely disable their access to the phone for any given amount of time. Now, they will be able to still make calls by hitting emergency, and they'll take them to the dialer, and then they can make calls. So you disabling it doesn't, fully disable the phone. It just disables everything but making phone calls, okay? All right, so now we can hit unlock. And when you unlock it, now the phone is back active again. Now, one of the first things I would encourage you to do is to set up the daily limits. So right here under daily limits, you would just tap here or tap edit. This is where you can determine when you want them to be able to use their phone. And I'll show you what it looks like on the iPhone as well. So for example, you might say, hey, I want them to be able to use it for a total of this many hours. You can set an hour time limit. You can also set a bedtime. So you can say, hey, you can use it for a total of 3 hours, or you can tap here and edit it and say, no, 5 hours, 3.5, whatever you want that to be. You can also make it no limit. Now, if you make it no limit, you can control it by bedtime. You can say, hey, there's no limit of how much you can use it, but you can only use it between these hours, between 9 p.m. or why would you do that? Or this is showing you when it would be disabled. So disabled at 9 p.m. and not enabled again until 7 a.m. So basically from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., they could use the phone as much as they want, and then it would be disabled as soon as they were to hit that marker, so 9 p.m., and then they're done. So it's up to you. Do you want to set a usage limit and say you can only use it so much time, or do you want to set a time parameter? That is up to you. So again, you can also hit apply here, and you can have these apply for different days. Okay, so you would save that, okay? And just as a reference, so on his screen or on the child's screen, you can see what they're able to see that you're monitoring. So, but really once the phone is set up for them, they're not gonna be opening the Family Link app because they have no reason to use it. The Family Link is just what allows the phones to be connected together. So we really don't need to see any more of what's happening on this phone here. Now, a couple of cool things that I want to show you that you have control of. So let's say I were to go and try to download an app on this phone. Maybe you wanted to download Venmo. Maybe your child is trying to send money to someone at school or trying to, do some type of transaction. So because there are limits set on the apps, they get this message: approval is required. A parent has to say okay for you to have this item. Now, let me take one step back here. If we go to the top of the screen and we go to manage settings, this is where you're able to set more specific parameters. So for example, controls on Google Play. So right now, it's defaulted to require approval for all content, okay? All that simply means is that anything that they want to download, they have to get permission. Plain and simple. They want to download the Venmo app because they want to send someone money. They need to hit ask. They can either hit ask in a message, and just to show you this, if they hit ask in a message, it actually sends you a ping. And right here it says, Art wants you to approve this. And on the iPhone, Art wants you to approve this app, okay? You can simply tap on that notification and you can tap approve right here, or you can hit deny. And if you approve it, it'll automatically let them download it. And if you deny it, then watch what happens. Deny. They're gonna get another ping on their phone. Swipe down. It says, your Venmo request is denied. So that is basically how the flow is gonna work. If they want to download something, they have to ask you. And if you say no, then that's it. They're not able to download it. Now, you don't have to set the parameters so strict. Again, it really does depend on the age group of the child. So for a younger child, you may want to do any and all content has to be approved, but you can kind of loosen it a little and say, hey, well, all purchases except for apps that you have downloaded, or you can say only in-app purchases. So if they want to buy something in an app, then you can make that something that they have to get an approval for. Or you can just say no approvals. We can turn off all approvals and just let them download whatever they want. Now let me just show you what happens when you do that, because the app is going to let you know if anything is downloaded on the phone. So that's the other cool part. So it'll show you what apps are used for the day. So right here, it's showing right now Art hasn't used any apps today. Once he does, app activity will be reported. So you're able to see what apps your kids are using in this section right here. So that's one of the best parts, is just being able to monitor what they're on exactly. So we just downloaded Venmo. Cool. Guess what? You get an alert. Art installed a new app, Venmo. So anytime they download something, you're going to see it on your phone. Same thing on the iPhone here. We have this alert, so you will know if they're downloading anything. Now, if they are to download something, so again, let's say you loosen the controls and they download something, you're able to go in, so watch this. Art installed Venmo. Oh, let's hit view. You can actually hit this, allow app. You can just say, nope, I don't allow that. And it would remove the app from the phone. So it's a really cool safeguard. Again, for older teens, you might want to give them access to all apps, but you still will see everything that is downloaded, and you can still disable an app if you say, nope, I don't like that app, you don't need it, and that's it. So a few more things in the managing app section. So we already went through that. You can also set content restrictions on certain things, certain apps they can download, movies, TV shows. You can set, movie ratings, things like that. In the Google filter on Chrome, you can limit what type of websites they're able to go to. This is the recommendation, which is them trying to block mature websites. For younger kids, I would say you can say allow only certain sites. This is the strictest option you can select. And with this, if they try to go to Google Chrome and they try to go to any website, this is what they're gonna see. Ask your parent. You need permission to visit this site, and they'd have to ask permission. So every website they go to, this is friggin' AOL.com. They would have to ask permission to go to AOL. So again, depends on the age, set it based on what you think, but this is really the recommended option because it really just focuses on websites that are labeled as mature, which many should be labeled as mature if they are. Okay, so that's websites. This, the YouTube option was a little funky. I couldn't get this to work properly. So if you're not sure about YouTube, you can literally just go to the Android apps and you can just disable YouTube. If you don't want them on the app at all, just go all the way down to YouTube and literally just hit that and hit block. And guess what? It will remove the YouTube app from the phone. They won't even be able to see the app and they can't re-download it. So that's an easy way. Again, unfortunately, there's a way YouTube is supposed to allow you to limit like what content they can see, but it wasn't working when I tested it. So that, it is what it is. This is also the section where you can go in and you can disable other apps if you decide you don't want them to use it later. Even like a Netflix, you can set a limit. You can say, hey, set a limit. They can only watch 30 minutes of Netflix a day. So that's a good limit to set. Maybe you don't want them to watch TV all day. You can set that limit and they will only have 30 minutes a day to use that particular app. Okay, so that is the app section. Again, this will show you all of their usage. So exactly what apps that they're on, how much they're on it, and maybe based on that you can set the time limits how you want it. And again, in this example, I disabled the camera. If you don't want your kid using the camera, you can just totally disable it. Up to you. Okay, a few other things. So let's talk about GPS. So the phone is going to be linked. You will always be able to see their location right on the home screen just by swiping up. Now right here it says location is not found, and whenever you see that, you just need to hit try again and it's going to refresh and it's going to look for their current location. So if it says you can't find it, don't worry. It's just a quick ping and then it finds it. Now on their device, I think they do get an alert that you have pinged their location. So now they cannot, this is where they would like turn off their GPS. They can't do it. This action is not allowed. So that's one cool benefit of this is once GPS is linked, they can't turn that off. Now here's another thing. A lot of kids might try to do this. They may try to go to the settings and say, you know what, I'm just gonna remove my Google account and that'll fix it, So watch what happens if they just try to remove the Google account from the phone. I'm gonna hit it, I'm gonna hit remove account, remove. So when they try to remove it, it says you're about to remove this from management. Hit remove. So if they try to remove their Google account because they're trying to disconnect it from you tracking the phone, they need your password to do it. So they also cannot just easily disable the phone because it's all linked. Once it's set up, it's super hard for them to unlink this thing. So just wanted to show you that's probably something that would be tried if someone doesn't like, you know, the fact that you have supervision over their phone. Okay, so we went over a lot. We've gone over a lot. This is the last thing I want to show you that I think, well, there's two things. I want to show you this and one more thing. So this is a really cool feature. Let's say your kid says, oh, I don't know where my phone is. Maybe the phone is hiding under their pillow or something. They're like, oh, I put my phone away. You know, you can actually ping the phone and make it ring from your phone by hitting play sound. Watch this. So that will basically make their phone ring so you can hear where it is. So that's just a really cool feature there. So in case someone says that, oh, I don't know where it is, but they're hiding it, boom. Okay, so I found it. This is the other thing I wanted to show you. If you swipe all the way up and right next to that play sound, if you tap on settings, you should also enable do not allow installation of apps from sources other than the Google Play Store. So one thing that they might try to do is to do what's called side loading, which is downloading an app from off of the internet instead of off of the Play Store. And so by you enabling this, they won't be able to download any apps outside of the Play Store. So that will keep all of your parental controls intact if you enable this feature. So make sure you turn this on. And the very last thing I want to show you is how to disable this if you decide later that you want to take it off of this phone and put it on a different phone, or if you want to just disable it altogether. This is what you'd have to do. So first we need to go up to the very top and go to Manage Settings and tap on the icon there. Tap on Account Supervision. And here you need to swipe up to Stop Supervising. Check the box and hit Stop Supervision. Okay, hit Next. Google will ask you, hey, why are you disabling this? We just want to know. You can put whatever your reason is and hit Next, close. And now the devices are unlinked. So if I go to the family link on the phone here, it does take a minute for it to update. You can just basically hit menu and close out the app and then try to reopen it. And it should refresh once you close the app and you reopen it again. So there it is. So now it's back to the main screen saying family link for children and teens. It's disabled. So that is the whole process from beginning to end, how to set it up, what you can and can't do, and the tips and tricks. And obviously at the end, how to disable it. If you'd like to install this on a new device, go back to the beginning of the video and just start over on that new device. But I hope you guys found this helpful. I tried to be thorough and I tried to cover the main situations you guys would encounter in trying to set this up for your kids. So leave me a comment down below. Let me know if the video was helpful. I always love to hear your feedback, good, bad, or indifferent, so that I can get better in what I'm presenting to you guys. Thanks for watching. We also have a donate button below. If you feel like you want to leave a donation because the video was helpful, hey, feel free to leave a donation. We love that support as well. Thanks for watching. Take care. And as always, have a good one.